everybody, welcome to Lisa's Art Room. Today we're going to be doing an essential stencil transfer project using some of the Easter and spring transfers. Now, these are upside down right now, or backwards, but once I flip the camera up top, they'll be right, and I'll show them again. But these are the ones I have. I'm not using all of them today, but this is the bundle. And right now they are, the bundle is on sale. So if you want to get all of them, you can get that. Thanks for letting me know the sound is good, Dawn. I appreciate that. Let's see. So we're going to get this pulled up top. I'm going to find you guys on chat first. It's not showing. There it is. Okay. We are live currently on Facebook. If you see the little red button at the top left. If not, you're catching a replay. And I haven't done one of these in a while. I don't know why. Just been busy doing the junk journals. You know me. I get on one thing and I really get on one thing. A little bit compulsive like that. But anyway, I've got some fun things lined up. I've already done a lot of the background base coats on them so that we don't have to waste time with that. And hopefully we can get a decent amount done today. So let's go ahead and flip the camera, pull it up top so we can get started. Oops. Get my iPad to sit right. All right, are we even? Pretty even. I have nothing there to look at, so let's throw one of these up. Yep. All right, we look good. So like I said, this is the bundle on the transfers right now. They're calling it their Easter Spring bundle. And it has all of these. So these cute little bunnies. They're called bunny portraits. Now you can buy the bundle or you can buy them individually. That's up to you, but there is a higher discount on the bundle. And then if you use my code ARTROOM, you'll get an additional 10% off. Let's see if I can find my code thingy. It's here somewhere. I haven't used it in a while. There it is. 10% with my code ARTROOM. And that's on top of any sales. Okay, so that's the bunny one. There's also this one. This is called Timeless Tulips. It's very pretty. And there's two sheets. I'm not pulling them apart right now. I don't even know if I'm going to use the tulips today. I might. We'll see. We'll see how much I get done. And then this one is Easter Blessings. It's got all those things on there. See all that? And this one is called Fleurette Bicyclettes. Something like that. Flowers and bicycles. I don't speak French, so that's that. It's very big. This one's, I'm assuming, 16 by 20 or something like that. Let me look. Does it say? It probably says. Oh, it's 12 by 16. Okay. Not quite as big as I thought. This is great for like a canvas, which I do have some canvases that size, so I will probably end up putting this on a canvas, but probably not today, because I just have a lot of other things to do today. And then this one is called He Is Risen. Some very pretty designs. I already cut one out there that I've already done, and I will show you that one after, because we're going to do two that are similar. But you can kind of see that. And this is called Vintage Floral Bunnies. I love these little bunnies. They're probably my favorite. I don't know. The bicycle is really pretty too. I really like the bicycle. But I think of the pieces, I really like these little bunnies. So we're going to do something with these for sure. And we're going to do something with He Has Risen, and we'll see about the rest. We'll see how far we get. So I have a bunch of surfaces lined up. So I have a tag that I painted with this Fire Coral Folk Art Multi-Surface Satin. The way I did this one is I put it on with a sponge. So I often use sea sponges when I'm doing these because it lets the wood grain show through still. And then after I put this on, I did put a really, really, really thin wash of white just in the middle, and it just gave it a little bit of a, sorry, it was saying trying to reconnect, a little bit of a, you know, a variation there. And then I have these 6x6 canvas panels. I got these at Jerry's Artorama. You can also get them, I've even seen these at the Dollar Tree, but I did buy them from Jerry's Artorama. And then I've got these, what do they call these? Like little mini cutting boards, I guess. They're not really for cutting on, but they're cute. I put a hole in one. This one I didn't. I wish I'd put the hole a little bit higher. I think the hole looks better if it's up near the top more. But I have these two. One I painted with just some white. This is my Folk Art Multi-Surface Satin White and Titanium White. And then this one is Real Brown, this color. And I put this one on with a sponge. And this one is 2 coats of the white on this side. I think this side only has 1 coat. And then I have this big cutting board, and this one has 1 coat on this side and 2 coats on this side, which we'll be using this side. So those are those surfaces. And then if we have time, I also have, oh, we'll probably have time. I have these eggs. So these eggs, I got these 2 years ago, probably 2 years ago. They were actually in one of those Michael's grab boxes. It's basically where they throw a whole bunch of stuff that's after season in a box, and they sell it really, really cheap. And these were in with some egg baskets and some grass and some dye and a whole bunch of signs. And these eggs, this egg, which is a big one, and just some other stuff. It was $10. It was like $200 worth of stuff. But these eggs, I don't know if you can find them other places. You might be able to. But they are from what they're calling Make Market. It says they were originally $9.99, which seems really expensive. But they open up, and they're wood. I thought they were pretty. I'm not sure if you can find them or not, but I'm going to use them since I have them. This one I painted with some vintage white, and then I put a little bit of a light coat of just regular white on it to give it that kind of eggshell look. And it's kind of modelly, I guess you could call it. Now, I did sand these very well because a lot of times these are tight. If y'all buy these, I don't know if I can open this one here. I'll try. Sometimes when you buy these, they are so tight you cannot open them. There. So when I get them, I tend to sand down. I sand down all the surfaces that touch. So like this surface I sanded, and then the inside here I sanded, and that way it just helps it to open and close a lot easier. Because if you're like me and you have what is that called? I don't know. I totally drew a blank. Tendonitis? I think that's right. If you have that in your thumb and you can't, you know, or arthritis or anything, sometimes these can be a real pain to open. But anyway, like some of them I could not get open. I literally had to pry them open with my little spatula thing and just get it in there and open them up. So that can be an issue. But we're going to do something cute with these. At least that's the plan. So we'll see how much we get to. Hey, Angela. Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Jimmy Lou. Hi, Giselle. A few people on here. All right, so that's what we're doing. I've got my hot glue out because I'm going to be using that. And let's just get started. So I think I'll start with that big board first. So this big board, let's see, am I far enough up? I haven't been doing anything this big, so yeah, I think I can fit it on here. Okay, good. Get the whole thing in screen. So I'm going to put on this one this plus the bread, because I thought that was perfect for this cutting board. Now this will be a decorative piece. It's not going to be for cutting on, because I just wanted it to be decorative. If you wanted it for cutting on, I would say you could do the decoration on one side and then finish the other side with just the natural wood, and then maybe some of the cutting board wax or something if you did want to use it. And then you could, the only issue you would have is you would have to make sure that you coat this side with a varnish, like 2 or 3 layers of a good varnish, so that it could get wet. I wouldn't soak it in water, but you could definitely get it wet, because I have some coasters that I did with my, let's see if I even have it sitting here. I don't have the gloss one, but I coated some coasters with my Liquitex gloss varnish, and I've been using them for 2 years now. I have no issues whatsoever, so it will definitely waterproof the surface. It just wouldn't hold up to, I don't think it would hold up to soaking. But you could definitely wipe it down and all that. So, let's see. Pull this out. Like I said, I already did something with that one, which I'll show you later. But I want to put this one on here because I think that this is just perfect. Now this has this one in the corner here. I'm not going to use that part of it because I didn't want that there. Just see if I can cut this out. So when you're cutting the transfers out, always make sure you leave yourself a little bit of room to grab hold of it, because anywhere the design is, you don't want to touch because it will affect it sticking to your surface. So try to leave yourself a little bit of room. I am going to keep these butterflies. This is the only part I'm not going to keep on this particular one. So I'm just going to cut around it as best I can. They are pretty close, so I'll have to get pretty close. Boy, those words are really close. I can do it though. Should have used my small scissors. These are a little bit big. I just decided that I wanted to add another butterfly there instead of that wheat. And I'll use the wheats on something else, because it actually is a very good standalone kind of. So we're going to use that. And then I'm going to use from, let's see, which set was it? I think it is the cute little bunnies. So this set, which is Easter Blessings, it's got some butterflies in here. So I just wanted one more butterfly. So I'm going to cut out one of these butterflies. And they'll work fine with these. They're a fraction bigger, but not too bad. I'll go with the smaller one if I can get in there. Now be careful when you cut a small piece out like this. Sometimes the backing will fall off because it is so small, so just kind of watch it so it doesn't separate on you. All right, I think I'm going to do that. So this is going to go like here somewhere. And then I'm thinking maybe a bow or something up there. So I like to cut out everything and then just kind of look at, see how it looks. This dark one might work because the colors I think are more like that. I don't think there was a bow that worked in the other set. No. No bows that work in that. So I think I'm going to use this one. I think that'll work. It's always a challenge to figure out how to get in there the best when they're so close. These are very close. Honestly wish they'd give us a little more room, but if they did, they would probably have to not put as much on a sheet, and I'm sure some of us wouldn't be happy about that either, so I will deal with it being close. I'm trying to get this little bow out of here. These Tim Holtz scissors are, they've got like a ridge to them, so they're kind of noisy when they cut. I actually kind of like the sound, but it's very noticeable when you're cutting this. Okay, let's see how that looks. Just hold it up there and see if it looks good. So this is going to be like this. Butterfly somewhere here. I'm not sure if it'll be enough, so I got to decide. And then I think I want this here. I thought about trying to put it here, but there was nowhere good for the hole to go, so I think it's just going to be best just below. Like that. I think that'll work good. Have that little butterfly there. I think I want it that direction. Let me see. Maybe almost like up like that. I can't decide. I kind of want it in, but do I like it better in? I don't know. I'll decide. So what else? Anything else? I think that's good. I almost would like some a little bit on the edging, but I might just do that with paint. I don't really see anything I think I want to use. There are like some leaves and things like that with these eggs, but I'll probably use this on something. So I don't think I want to cut that up. Let me look. I don't think there's anything else. I think I might just paint something on the edges just to kind of fill that in a little bit. All right, let's go with this. I think I like it. Okay, so once you figure out your layout, you do want to make sure that your paint is thoroughly dry, okay? So if you're painting at the same time, give it a little while to dry. You can dry it with the blow dryer or whatever, but do give it some time to cure. It's best if your paint is very, very dry, because sometimes you can run into issues with it just not sticking right. I'm going to decide if I want to keep these butterflies so close or if I want to spread them out a little. Almost kind of want to spread them out a little. I did that. Could move this one over just a fraction, just to fill in some space. Debate if I want that one there or maybe up here. I'm going to remove them. And then I'm going to decide where to put them. See what looks best. So there's my 3 butterflies. That also allows me to switch them around if maybe one's better size-wise. All right, so when you're peeling it, you just want to make sure that you, like I said, don't touch the back where this all ready and clean. Make sure there's no hair or anything. And then you just want to peel it off. And it's best if you kind of just hover right over the top area, because once it touches, that's it. You get one shot. So hopefully you get it on there straight and all that. So I usually just kind of stand over it and get a good look at it so I can see where I want it to go. And you can use the edges a little bit so you make sure it's straight. And once you get it lined up, then go ahead and touch. Okay, just kind of halfway stick it like that. And then you've got these tools that come with it for applying your transfers. You can use that, or you can use popsicle stick. You can use a stick of wood. This is just a stick of wood that's been sanded very smooth on the edges. I like this because it's easier for me to hold with my tendonitis, whereas this one's harder for me to hold. But this will work just fine. It's just, you know, it's a little harder to hold, and you got to kind of, it's so thin. I don't know. That's the only reason I don't like those. But they give you something so that you have something in case you don't have anything else. But I like this. You can also use like the Cricut ones have. Let's see if I have one close. Yeah, I think I do. Maybe. Maybe I do. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. I've got a pile of stuff here. Here's one in a package. I don't have one out of a package, but like this type of a thing, you can use something like that too. So lots of ways you can apply it. But you just want to start making sure everything's adhered. Now be careful on these edges that are close, and don't come from this direction because it can pop up before you're ready. And then it's harder to stick once if it comes off of the surface and you stick it back down, sometimes it will fight you. So try to be careful around the close edges. I've seen some people work from the edge in and going ahead and pull it up, but I usually like to do like an overall kind of, you know, rub on it first and get most of it secured, and then I'll go from the edges. As long as your paint is dry, and don't use chalk paint, guys. Chalk paint has like a chalky film to it, at least most chalk paints. And I find that if it has any kind of a film like that, sometimes your transfers won't stick. So I personally wouldn't suggest using chalk paint. That's just my opinion on that. But I'm sure not all chalk paints are created equal, so I have good luck with this paint though. Now sometimes you'll start seeing the difference. You can tell that it's adhering. Sometimes you can't. Let's see if I can show you. So I'm not sure if the lighting will pick it up or not. So sometimes as you're rubbing it, you'll see it get lighter. Okay, can you tell it's getting lighter or not? I don't know if it'll show in the camera. But sometimes it'll show lighter and you can tell that it's actually adhering. Sometimes you can't tell. It just doesn't really do that. I don't know why. But if it gets lighter, it has definitely popped away from the backing. I'm trying to get all these little bitty tiny letters real good. These are very, very thin. And I can see where it's still very dark black, and in some areas it's kind of like it's almost gray where it's adhered. Okay, that's probably pretty good. So just give it a good rub, and then I'm going to start from one of the edges. So I think I will start from here. So you can just kind of rub it as you go. And what you're looking for is you're going to lift it and you're going to look through it and see if there's any design still showing. If you see anything still stuck, lay it back down and rub it a little bit more. If you don't see anything and it's nice and clear and see-through, okay, you're good. Take your time. You only get one shot at these, so it's not one of those projects that I think you should rush. I think you should take your time, do a good job, make sure it's all adhering right, and you'll be happy with this. So let's watch these little letters, make sure they're adhering. So far, so good. Such a satisfying feeling when you pull these off. It's like, I don't know, it's just very satisfying, I think. Under it like this. I don't usually pull like that because I can see it better if I lift under it like this. And just be careful when you get to your edge that you have gotten the whole thing. You might even want to flip it around and just start on the other side just to make sure. Sometimes it'll pop off that last little section and it won't quite be down. So watch for that. And I think we are good. All right. So there's that. So pretty. I mean, just like that is perfect. And see how all clear, there's nothing left on there, and that's what you should get. And then what I like to do is rub the finish in. So I'm going to show you this close if I can. So, can't tell if my thing is focusing. So when you finish, if you rub it, see if I can get the lighting to hit there, it will push it into all that wood grain and seed it real nice. Okay, do you see the difference? That's what I like to look for. That just tells me it's nicely seeded. Usually I just use my fingers. If it bothers your fingers, you could probably use a soft cloth or something. I just use my fingers. Make sure it's all seated on there. And there we go. There's that. Looks good. When you do that, it just makes it look like part of the piece. It looks like it's painted on there. All right, so let's grab our little, I need my tweezers, I can't pick it up. So I want the bow there, and then I've got these three. So now I can kind of move these around and see what, maybe the big one there. That way they don't have to be exactly. I'm thinking of putting like a little swirl or something there. Like this one there. I think this is light. Let's go this way. Maybe this one this direction. I think I like it there. Can't decide if I want it. So then they're too close, I think. I think I like it better like that. Yeah. We'll put some sort of a swirl there. All right, that's what I'm going to do. So we just start with each piece. Remember, try not to touch your design. Hey, Kim. Go there. Watch the little antennae. Sometimes they can be a little bit of a bugger. All right. Okay, there's that. And this one I think I'm gonna put here. But I think the transfers are fun, and right now while they're on sale, it's a good deal. You get the sale price plus using my discount another 10%, so use that discount code. And they were in stock when I looked, so okay, just gonna rub those in so I don't forget. There. I think this is going to be very pretty. I might see if I have a ribbon or something for the top. I don't know if I do. We'll see. Mostly I wanted to show you guys just, you know, some different surface ideas so that you could kind of see things you could do. And you don't have to use designs the way they are, you know, like I changed that out. That's, you know, make it your own if you want. I've been known to cut little pieces off and stuff, so try to get this bow straight. As close up there as I can. I think about right there. Table's bumping on something. This little piece of wood I just got from Michael's, not Michael's, Dollar Tree. It was in their craft wood section. I'm not sure if they still sell them. I think they do. They've changed a lot over the last couple of years, so. And a lot of things that I have, I've had for a little while. Those tiny little leaves. Okay, let's see. Little spot right there. Okay. All right, I like it. Very pretty. So not too hard. Pretty look for that, I think. Let's see if I have a ribbon that will work. Like a brown or something. Needs to be kind of soft. Maybe this one. I'm not really good at making bows or anything, but I feel like I need something for the hole, but we'll see. We'll see if it looks all right. I might just tie something on there. I don't know. If I did that, take off this tape. If I did this, top like this, maybe a bow. I'm just kind of playing with it to see if it'll look all right if I do that. That might look cute. It's not absolutely necessary, but it might look cute. If you're going to use it, I wouldn't put anything cloth on it. But like I said, this is going to be decorative, not to be used. Let me see how much I need. I'm guessing maybe about there. I'm not sure if this will melt or not. Let's see. Will it? I think it will. Yeah. Sealing those edges so they don't fray. Always depends if it's more cotton or if it's got some poly in there. It says right on there polyester. As long as it's polyester, it'll melt. All right, let's see what this looks like. So if I do this, said, I'm not good at bows. So don't hold that against me. Just not my thing. I know there's a way to do this and make it, I think you have to go opposite of the way you think you need to go. Maybe like this. Nope. Kind of, sort of. Maybe. I'm trying to get it to lay right. Play with it for 1 second and I'll give up. Get that tail under there. Yeah. This is kind of me failing at bows. I don't know why I can't do bows, guys. I don't know. It's just not my thing. Shorten this up just a little. I don't know. You get the idea. Maybe throw a bow on it, maybe don't. But we'll stick it up there for now. So there it is. Very cute. Now, sometimes I will varnish these. Sometimes I don't. Honestly, if I was just going to use it for decorative, I might not bother. But if you are going to varnish it, that you can varnish it with, like I said, this Liquitex satin works real well. And it just helps everything to blend together more. And usually one coat is all you need. I throw it on with a white Taklon brush because they're nice and soft. But because I'm using satin paint and the transfers are just a little bit shiny, it actually blends in really well. I can't see. I wish I could see my screen. I can't see it because it's too close. But see how because of this is somewhat shiny and these are shiny, it actually blends in very well. So I think it looks cute. All right, so there's one. One and done. So I've got these little ones. Same kind of thing. We're going to do some rabbits. If I can find them. You know, I'll paint it. I've already got one dry, but I wanted to do one real quick. Let me grab my papers. Oh, here. Do I have papers sitting here? I just wanted to put something down on my surface. Just use that. So I'm just going to show you how I painted that in case you want to paint something in a similar fashion. So like I said, I just used this vintage white paper plate. Forgot to bring more paper plates up. This is almost empty. I'm sure I have another full bottle somewhere. And so vintage white, and I'm going to do just a little bit of regular white. Not much. This is a very small egg. So the trick to painting these, I'm only telling you just in case you have to do one. So here's a trick I found. So if you take some tape, I've got this one in my other egg, I'm pulling it out. It's the one I already painted. Some tape and just roll it up and then stick it in your egg. And just get it to stick. Okay. As long as there's no sandpaper residue. A little bit of sanding in there, but I think I can get it to stick. Okay. And then what that does is when you're painting it, you can hold on to it a little bit. So I'm just going to use sponge. It's not as wet as I would like. I'm putting it in water and squeezing it out. It's off to the side so I don't get everything wet. Where's my rag? There it is. So I'm just squeezing that into a cloth. So it's just damp. I just want it damp. And then, so if you just take it, you just kind of stick your finger on there and it just helps you to hold on to it. And then just go ahead and, it's not as sticky as it was earlier. So I just modeled it. just going to touch it because it's not sticky. I don't want to get another piece of tape right now. This dries very fast when you put it on with a sponge. But I like the way it coats when you do it this way. I think it looks more natural and not brushed on, you know what I mean? So I like that, and then just a little bit, I'm just going to use it as a different section. A little bit of white, and the only reason I did the two different colors was to kind of, it just, I don't know, it gives the two tones, just makes it look more natural, I think. So a little bit of two tones going on there, like that. Okay, and then set it aside to dry. And I'm not going to do this side because I don't need to. You get the idea. Okay, put your sponge in water so it can get the paint out. Don't let your paint dry on your sponge or you'll be getting a new sponge. All right. And where can I put this? Over there. Okay, back to bunnies. So that's how I did that. And once you paint it, it looks like that. Oh, you weren't supposed to see that yet, but you'll see it in a minute. It looks kind of, I don't know, it's very natural, vintagey looking egg. I have paint on my hand now. Get that off. Mostly so I don't touch nothing. Although it's probably dry. Let's do this one, I think. So, one of these little bunnies. I do want to put one of these, I think, on, oh no, I might do one of these. So the coral color that I have, where'd it go? This one. I think it blends very well. It blends nice with that, but it also blends nice with the pink on here. So I'm deciding if I want one of these bunnies on this one or if I want this little chick, or maybe this bunny. I might use him. He's cute. The chick's cute too. They're both cute, but I think that I like the way that color looks on this. Both would work, and then I'll do these on the other one. Right, so we'll save that for that. So let's see which one fits best. So I usually just hold them over unless I've cut them out. Sometimes I cut them out ahead of time so I can just lay them on top of whatever I'm doing. These are a little smaller. I think I want to go with these bigger ones. Just making sure it's covering okay. It's not too bad. All right, so I'm going to use that one, I think. This is very simple projects. I'm not doing anything too elaborate. The last one I have lined up is a little more elaborate. I don't know if I'll do it last. I might do it medium. Medium to last, next to last. Something like that. All right, so chop this guy out here. Bunny. Put that one, then I'm going to show you how it looks if you're using brown. So let's see, maybe this one. Yeah, let's do that one. Use these two bunnies. Now I will probably be using some of these in my junk journaling too, because they work very well in your junk journaling. I'm about to do another one, and it's going to be somehow nature. I'm leaning toward, I'm thinking maybe like field notes or something. That's what I'm thinking. All right, so I'm going to do this and this. So we'll start with this one. Let me make sure I'm on the right side. One of these had two coats. Appears to be this side. Make sure there's no dust. Okay, I'm trying to get it straight. Get my everything straight. There. I think about right there. And don't worry if some of it comes off the edge, it's not a big deal. It'll be fine. Field notes, yes? All right, good. I think that will allow me to use some of the papers that I have, those Tim Holtz papers. And you know me, I love nature, so it could be anything from animals to bugs, insects, butterflies, birds. So many things kind of fall into field notes. I think it'll work fine. And I don't know if you watch her, Margaret with Seven Plaza. She has a wonderful field notes digital, and I used it a little bit in, I think, my nature journal. I think that's the one you bought, Dawn. But it's a really cute set, so I might use some of that again, since I already have the digital. I'll have to go in and see if I only had her freebies or if I had the whole set. If not, I'll buy the set. I tried to look through the, what is it called? Something with an S. Stamperia. Stamperia papers, because they always have really cool sets. And they have like a forest and something else. Garden or something. It might work. But I was trying not to spend too much money. So I think I'm going to try to go with my Tim Holtz ones and maybe just one digital. That way I'm not spending too much. Money is super tight right now. And of course my air conditioner broke in my car. I don't know what happened to it. It was working fine last time I was in the car. I got in it to go to the store the other day, and of course it was like 83 outside, which isn't crazy hot, but hot when you're used to it being cold. Like today it's like 60, so I don't know. I was melting. What happened to my air conditioner? So I got to take that in. All right, let's see how we're doing. I think we are pretty good. Sometimes these just pop off super easy, but I'm always paranoid, so I go slow. Make sure these little whiskers go on there. So far, so good. A lot of the teeny whiskers. All right, there we go. Sorry, it said trying to reconnect you back. Look at those little whiskers. So cute. Love it. Alright, so same thing. I like to rub it in. Just gets it into that grain nicely. Very cool. Nice. So there's that one. I'll probably put a ribbon on there. We'll save that for last. Let's go ahead and do this little bunny. And you can see how that they look a little bit different. So I think this side's a little bit lighter. That side's darker. I'm sure I sanded it with some 320. So I like to sand after I do that, just the edges. I'll have to get this dust off when I'm done. Like this. And go with your grain of your wood. Always go with your grain when you're dealing with wood. If you do that, get that nice kind of edge on there. this side. I'm not sure if one side's better than the other. This one's got a little more texture. This one's got some texture too. They're pretty equal, but I'm going to do this lighter side. Just wipe this down. Make sure there's no dust. Where's my rag? Here's one. We'll use this. Make sure I don't have any dust. Dropped it. Wipe that off. Alright, which one's lighter? I think that one. Okay. Aren't they cute? They're so cute. Alright, so get this little bunny. Let me just stand up so I can get it straight. I'm keeping it kind of low intentionally because I plan to put a bow or something. I'll see if I can put one on there better than I did. I like the looks of a bow on these. I'm not very good at it. Went off the edge. Went off the edge again. Going too fast. What is that? I think it's the egg. Sorry. Vibrations and weird noises bug me. Alright, I think I got overall good. Start on the top here. Make sure it's adhering. Aren't they adorable? I love these. I think they're so cute. There we go. So that is how it looks on a wood color. I'll show you the other one so you can kind of compare. So both are adorable, just a little bit different depending on your background color. I like them both. Not sure which one I like better, but I like them both. And then you could put some sort of, like I've got it. This has carrots. I'm not sure how soft it is though. If it's not soft, it won't. On the edge. I'm sure there's an edge somewhere. There it is. Nope, I can't get under it. Oh my goodness. I'm not good at opening these. Maybe there's an easier way, I don't know what. Okay, this shouldn't be this difficult. Try not to get the actual ribbon and just a plastic left. Okay. There. This is from, I'm assuming, Dollar Tree. It's not super soft. It's cute. It's got little carrots. I'm not sure how well it would tie a bow though. I might could do a bow just by making like, maybe like loops first. And then just going around it and putting tails. That's my guess, because I don't think I could ever tie one right. I just don't. We're just going to tie it on here just to kind of show you, and then I'll figure out a bow later, because I don't know. I'm not sure if this feels a little stiff. I don't think it's going to work great. Ooh, yeah, I can't even get it. So that way, see what it looks like. It's not terrible. But something like that, maybe. A little bow on there might be cute. Like I said, I'm not going to do it right now because I just don't know if I like it. I have a pink one too that might look good on the white. And then I have just some like really thin stuff too, like this type. That might look good just wrapped around, maybe. Like maybe like wrapped on the handle. Something like this. Just to give it some color. And then just hot glue it or something. Maybe. It might be cute. No, I'm done. I could use twine. I'd probably be safer using twine, wouldn't I? Some jute or something, which I do have. I'll never get that wrapped back up. But I do have quite a few ribbons, but I'll play with it and put something on there probably. We're not going to do it right this second, but those are cute. Set those aside, and let's get to our next one. So we're already into an hour. Doesn't take long. All right, let's try to do the egg. We're going to try to do the egg. So I've got two sizes, this size and this size. I already did a little one, but I did a little one just to make sure it worked, honestly. So I'll show you that in a second. We're going to try to do this big one. So here's the thing. You have to leave it gapped just a tiny, tiny bit so that you have room to cut it. So, sorry, it's going to roll on me. One of these sides is better than the other. It's got like a seam on there. Or maybe put it here. So just a teeny, teeny gap. And then I'm going to use, I think this one, maybe. I have to decide how big I can get away with because it's a round surface, so it is somewhat tricky. I think I can get away with, I'm looking at the colors. I really like this color, but I like this size. I just don't know if I can get it to bend that much. I think I can. It wrinkles a little bit when you do it. I'm going to try the big one just because it's the hardest one, honestly. So I'm going to go for the hardest one just to show you. And then you can decide if you want to try that or not. So like I said, leave just a little bit of a gap. So there's just a tiny, tiny, tiny space in there. Just enough to get a sharp knife in. Now peel this off. And let's place it on here. Just the middle. So I'm going to try to get it straight. We'll see. We'll see if I can get it on here straight. Okay. So just touch it there. And then I'm going to work outward around this edge. So I'm going to try to get it to stick. Just kind of working from the inside and not going any particular spot all the way because it's going to have to wrinkle a little bit. So I'm going to try to go there, maybe there. And I'm trying to just kind of work it in. It's tricky to do these on a round surface, but you can make it work. All right, so we're going to try that, I think. Let's see how bad it wrinkles. It has to wrinkle. There's just no way around it. Where's my wood thingy? Now, I could probably go ahead and cut little notches. But usually I can just get it to wrinkle where I need it to. Am I on camera? Sorry. Making sure I'm still on camera. So I'm just trying to very carefully work these edges in. If you're using the smaller one, it won't have to wrinkle as much. At some point this is going to pop off, but I want to keep it for rubbing it in good. Just make sure it's all in there good. And once I get it to where it's adhered, I can pull that off and lay it flat. Don't think I got a bubble, but almost, I can't tell. Hopefully I didn't get a bubble. Let's see. So now we've got like these little wrinkles and stuff. I'll show you up close. Okay, so there's a little bit of wrinkling going on, and we're just going to flatten that out as best we can. So I'm just going to put this back on. Just get those edges real good. You want to keep this on just because you don't want to rip it. If it's not completely adhered, you might rip it. Around all these little edges. Crinkly. All right, look at it. See if it looks pretty secured. I think I might have got one little tear right there. It's all right. Not a big deal. It just looks more vintage. All right, and then just give it a nice rub on. Now, there's a little spacer right there. It pulled back together a little bit, but it mostly maintained it. So just make sure you're in that real good. And then you want to take your knife, so some sort of a craft knife. Okay, a little bit of craft knife. And we're just going to very gently cut that section. Okay? Put that back. All right. And then you can just kind of rub that down, make sure it's stuck. Like that. And then you have a cute little egg. Cute. It's cute because there's some trinkets in it. I would probably varnish it. Well, actually, I did varnish the other one I'm going to show you. Yeah, a little bit of a wrinkle there that is a little bit white, but it's not too bad. It's not super noticeable. But like I said, you just got to work with those wrinkles, and by varnishing, it'll definitely seal all those edges real good. So here's one that I sealed. So this one I put on, and then I covered it with some of the Liquitex satin. So it's got a coat of the Liquitex satin on there. So it is nice and sealed on there. You can see the difference in sheen just a little bit. It's not a lot, but just a little. So this is very protected now. But there you go. So there's how we did that. think that's kind of cute. So our next project, we're going to do the canvas. Find my canvas. It's floating around here somewhere. There it is. I covered it. I'll find it. It's buried under all of my stuff. Tell me your canvas. There you are. All right. We're going to do the canvas, and on this one we are going to do the second one of these. So like I said, there were two of these that are very similar in size and everything. You'll see the other one in a minute. This is from the He Has Risen one. Okay, so let me just make sure I'm the right way. Not that it's a big deal, but I like to put it on the right direction because it bugs me when it's not. And then decide if I want to trim this anymore so that I can get it on here even. Sometimes it helps if it's straight. Try to get it kind of sort of straight so I can make sure I can get it on there straight. Which that's pretty straight. I can bother with that. All right. Make sure I didn't turn that. So this has one coat of the titanium white multi-surface satin on it. It is a pre-gessoed canvas, but I do like to go ahead and put a coat of paint on it anyway, because the gesso just, it doesn't look as good as paint does. So it does have one coat of the satin on there. And then we're just going to put this on there. Remember, you gotta kind of just stand above it, try to get it straight, because I've got these two straight edges. Hopefully I can kind of see where to drop it. Because once you do, that's kind of it. I'm trying to drop just that bottom edge very, very lightly. You like the cross? It is pretty. They're all very pretty. All right, so back to this. So the canvas does have a texture, but it works very well on it. I've done a lot of these in the past on canvases. Now, if you are working on a canvas that's not a canvas panel, you will need to put a block of wood or something under it to support it, to put a transfer on it. It can be done. I've done them. I've probably got videos out there, although they'll be deleted soon probably. Facebook's deleting all of our old videos, unfortunately, and I'm probably not saving them all. It's too much. But just put a block of wood under it. That's what I do. And then you can get your transfer on just fine. Make sure these letters are good. Anytime there's letters or small things, do really concentrate on that good. Okay, let's see how that is. Start at an edge. This looks really pretty when I'm done. You guys are going to want to see this finished. I have some beautiful lace that I put on the edge of it, and it looks really nice. Now to hang this, I'm thinking I will probably go get one of those, what are they called, contact? the little sticky ones with the little hangers. I'll probably use one of those. You could also use it as just like a shelf sitter. You could put a little block of wood behind it and glue it on with some hot glue or wood glue and make it a little shelf sitter. Or you can hang them. I usually like little things like this. I like to hang on, you know, there's parts of your wall where it's like between a corner and a door or something, and you've only got this little tiny section of wall. I like to hang like 2 or 3 in a row on those little sections. It works real well. Okay. There we go. What does the writing say? I can't see it. It says, "Let everything you do be done in love." So we're just going to rub that into the canvas real good. It just gets in all those little grooves. I'll show you up close in a second. Just that final bit of rubbing is important. It really makes it just look like part of the piece. Okay, so you can see. Let's see if I can get it to reflect right. There we go. All right. So that's step 1. Now we're going to make it really pretty. Not that it's not really pretty. We're going to make it prettier. Prettier. So I have some lace that Miss Dawn was kind enough to send me, and it's this Merchant 41 wavy beaded trim, and it's gorgeous. And we are going to put that around this, and it just works perfect. That's what the hot glue is for. So just decide where I want to start and end. I'm going to start where this little corner is. Beads everywhere. Probably could save this. So that's going to go there. So I'm just going to start with some hot glue. Hopefully I have enough. I think I do. I already used half of it on one. Well, probably not half of it. I don't know how long that is. How long is that? It's 2 yards. If you want to know where it came from, you'll have to ask Dawn. Oh, the Merchant 41, what is that? Is that a Hobby Lobby or a Michael's? I think it's a Hobby Lobby. I'm pretty sure that's a Hobby Lobby. All right, so a little bit of hot glue. Ideally, get yourself some a silicone thingy or something. Don't touch it. Use tweezers or a silicone thingy because you will burn yourself. Because it goes right through, of course. It's hollow. So I usually kind of have a combination of tweezers in this. This is like a, it's got like a stand, so you can use it away from the stand for just a minute or so. Stays hot, which is nice. I don't have to fight with the cord. Which Miss Dawn sent me to. She's always spoiling me. Very lightly touch that. So I'm letting this hang over just a tiny bit all over the edge because I like the way it looks. Do you have to use hot glue? I don't know. You could probably use like a gem tack or something on it. but the hot glue works fine, and it's obviously quicker. Okay, I'll just decide where I want this to go. I think I want it to be, I'll cut that little bead off. And this one, I think I'm going to have it come up so it comes around like that. So I'm just playing with the corners just to make sure they look good. Where's my little thing? Put that little bead up there. Get it on there. Question is, can I get my tweezers off? I should save these. I'll probably use them for something. Alright, there's that one. But I think this looks really pretty with this lace. I really like it a lot. Just gives it such a dainty little frame. Sure I'm the right way. There's one way it comes over the pearls, and the other way it doesn't. So pay attention, I don't get the wrong direction. I think I want to have it come up like that, so I can put that pearl around the edge there. Phil notes my twist your arm into purchasing. Well, that's good. You'll have to fight Dawn. Dawn buys all my stuff. She jumps on it. Might have to have a bidding war or something. If I get one y'all really want. Or make two. I've made two before. It's hard, but I can do it. All right, let go. I know, right? Competition. Oops, that started drying on me. Heat that back up. It down fast enough. I think it's starting to cool on me too. Let me plug it back in. I don't know how long it lasts off the thing. Hot glue everywhere. I'll be scraping it off my surface. I probably should have put down my silicone, but it should scrape off okay. Just get that off before it gets too hard. All right. I'm just being extra careful on this because I do want the beads to lay a particular way. It's not absolutely going to happen depending on what you're using, but I think that's hot enough. Probably should have been plugging it back in. Try not to touch that. Plug it back in while I'm sure it only lasts like, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes is my guess. Which way? This way. Do I like it that way? Do I want it up around the corner? I'm trying to keep it consistent, so I think I'm going to go up around the corner. I have a lot of little scraps for my junk journaling. Big old string. Oops. Get this on here before it dries. Let go. Too much bead. Okay, almost done. Go ahead and cut this one about like this, I think. There. Get that shark. All right. Back in. Let's see how we look. Very good. All right. So there is that. Isn't that cute? I'll show you up close. I'll show you the other one. Okay, so there's the two. Okay, so that one is the let everything you do be done in love, and this one is we live and die, Christ died and lived. Both very pretty. And a cute little set. I just love the colors. I think that that lace is perfect. This is the ivory one. It's not the white one. It had a white one and an ivory one. Yeah, ivory. All right, so there's that. What time is it? 10 bucks. Okay. So that was most of what I had. I have one more surface I could do. Let's see. And then, like I said, I'll put a little contact probably on here, unless I decide to do it as a shelf sitter, or if I sell them, I might ask whoever wants to buy them what they want. If they want a hanger or a shelf sitter. I think those are adorable. And so I have one of these from a few years ago. It's just one of those Dollar Tree metal flower pots. And the other day, oh, I had this one. I still have two things. All right, let me do, this one wasn't as important. We'll do this one because I wanted to get that bunny on there. Where's it at? Or the chick, one or the other. I think the bunny. I don't know. I'm torn which one I want. I want to get one on here though. You know, I'm going to cut them both out and look at them. See which one I like. little bunny. And then I also have this little chick. Sorry, I know I'm not on screen. It's easier to cut closer to myself. So bunny or chick. I could just do one on each side. Maybe I'll do that. It's a tag, so it could be reversible. I might do I have a butterfly that's small enough? Not really, that butterfly's pretty big. What about a bow? I'm not sure about with the egg or not. I might cut it out and not have the egg on it. Let me see, is there any others on that set? What else do we got? Maybe. I'm debating if I'm going to put a ribbon on it or not. I might just put a loop. But I do like the idea of possibly using this bow. I'm going to try it. Worst comes to worst, I mess it up. I don't really want the egg, but I like the bow. So we're going to put this little guy on here. We'll just do one on each side. That'll work. They need to be a pair, like 2 separate tags. Probably, but I don't know if I have any more tags. I probably don't. I might. I don't know. I went through some of my really old stock to find this stuff. We'll just put them one on each side. I'll try to get him centered. Unless you were talking about the other sign, Bonnie, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. Sometimes I get conversations 40 seconds to a minute later, and then I don't know what y'all are talking about. See if I missed anything. I don't think I did. Either works. All right. Glue off my poor tweezers. I'll probably have to take sandpaper to it. That's why I use this set, not my purple ones. I don't like these as much as my purple ones. That. It looks good on that color. I like it. It's so pretty. So pretty. She looks very cute on that color. So that's Fire Opal, in case y'all... Fire Opal? Fire Coral. Fire Coral. Warpy, just a little bit. Let's see something real quick. Yeah, put it on, I think I'm gonna put it on the other side. have pinks. Do I have any corals? I don't think I do. I just have that pink. It says too pink. Oh, I don't like the color ribbon. But I think it's also too pink. Yeah, not liking it. Alright, so I'm going to try this. I am going to try and turn this into a bow without the egg. So you just have to remember that you're going to be working really close to the edge, so you got to be careful. We're going to fussy cut out this bow because I just don't want the egg. It's just not doing it for me. So we'll save it. I might use it somewhere. Well, no, I kind of killed the shape, so we're not saving it. And then I'm going to see if I can fit this. It's going to cut off that. And it's going to hang there. Okay. It's not going to fit there. How about this one? Can I fit it over that? I'm trying to do it just under the hole. If the hole was higher, it'd be perfect. I can kind of fit it there. All right, we'll try it on the chick side. Why not? So I think I'm going to put it under because I'll lose the top if I don't. So I'm going to put it just under that hole. Just there. There. Now, careful with the edge that you cut because it's very close. Very gently get that edge first. Make sure it's sealed down. Hey, Deborah. Okay. There we go. So, that's cute. What do you think? Cute. Didn't work on him because of his little ears, but it does look cute. And so that's a way you can, you know, if you don't like the egg, don't use the egg. You don't have to. No rules saying you have to. You do you. Alright, so we got that. Like I said, I'll probably throw some ribbon on it. I don't know what. I'll have to look at my ribbon and see if I have a color that works. Maybe just twine, like somebody said. You can always just use some twine. Just make a little loop even. You can just do one of these kind of, you know, tie it through kind of things. You know, one of those kind of things. I'm not going to do it right now, but you get the idea. Just do one of those. But I like it. It's pretty. I have like a bead I got from Dollar Tree last year. It's got all different colors on it. I'll have to see if they match. It's a long, you know, one of the beads. All right, let's throw this on. We've got one more left. Got a seam here, so I'm going to put that in the back. There's a little bit of a dent there, but I think it'll be all right. I don't know what I'm going to put on it. I really hadn't planned on it. It's just, I'm trying to find something to wedge this up with. There's just some tape. Just don't want it rolling. And let's see what would look good on there. Maybe some tulips. I'll have to see what fits. I don't know what will fit. Also, we got bunnies. Where are the tulips? Let's see if one of these tulips will fit. Too big. Too tall. I don't know. It might not fit. I had a taller one, but it had something on it already. And I tried to take it off. These transfers do not come off. Once you get them on there, aside from sanding it completely down, they do not come off. Maybe. Let's see. Try to see if it's too tall or not. close, but it might fit. It might look cute. It's got the little metal. I'm gonna see if I can fit that. I think it'll fit, but I'm not 100% sure. We are gonna try. I'm trying to get one, throw my flowers in. I don't have a lot of spring ones, amazingly enough. I have so many of those. I probably have 6 or 7 of these guys floating around the house. I think I can make this fit. It's close, but I think I can do it. All right. It's a curve, but I think it will be fine. I just got to figure out where to cut it so I can get it to fit, because there's like a lip there. Where did my scissors go? Oh, there. I'm going to get fairly close here. And then 1 tulip's the only one I'm a little bit concerned about. Get that in there. I think I can do it. It's close, but I think I can do it. Yep. It's super, super close, but it is going to work. All right, let's do this. Now this has like a plasticky coating on it, these little tins. I don't know what it is. It's almost like a plasticky coating. Probably to keep them from rusting or something. I don't know. But these stick very well to it. So, and once they're down, they are down. So I'm going to start at the bottom since that's really tight. I might lose just a tiny bit, but not much. I think that's going to be cute. Okay. And like I said, these come in different sizes. I have a tall one I'll show you in a second. And assuming they still sell them. I assume they do. This has been like a staple item for many, many years. These little metal flower pot things. I just use them to put my dried flowers in for display. Throw a bit of floral foam in there and you're good. And you can paint these. I've painted some with my folk art paint. They do paint well. But I kind of like the galvanized look too. Make sure I got that edge up there good. Sticking good. So far, so good. Can usually tell if there's any resistance. There we go. Just gonna smooth that on. Cute. I like it. Alrighty. We did pretty good. Got a lot done. What do you think? Pretty? Would that look great with some tulips or something in there? Some dried tulips from Dollar Tree. So there's that size, and if y'all are looking for them, there's also this size. Okay, well, this one already had one I'd done probably several years back. And like I said, it does not come off. It had a leaf right here, and I tried to remove it, and it took me almost 10 minutes just to get that one little leaf off. Because it's on there. It ain't going nowhere. So that's what they look like. I don't know what set that was. One of the rose sets, I think, maybe. It's probably not for sale anymore anyway, so. But there we go. All right, so we did good. We got a whole bunch of stuff done. Got our little tags done. We got our little eggs. I am going to attempt to put stuff up here without it rolling. Yeah, right. Never going to happen. This is going to take up the whole screen. All right, hold on. So we got our little plaque. Don't forget, if you need to purchase them, you use my code ARTROOM. Get your discount. Eggs. There. And our bunnies. I don't know where to put our bunnies. Do I have room on the screen? I can't tell. Trying to see how much room I have. Not quite. Almost. They almost fit. There we go. We did pretty good. Is that everything? I think that's everything. Oh, wait. We got the other two. Oh, yeah. Everything's not going to fit. And we have these two. So, yeah. Whole bunch of stuff today, guys. I hope you all enjoyed that and had fun watching. Y'all be sure and join me on Wednesdays and Fridays. Right now I'm doing either painting or junk journaling. I think I'm going to jump back into junk journaling now because I just finished the painting. So Wednesday I will be starting our new junk journal, whatever it is. Like I said, it's probably going to be field notes. I just got to figure out how to do it exactly, but we'll figure it out. And I will see you guys on Wednesday at 9 o'clock. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.